Okay, so we're going to do a session today on utilizing some cognitive behavioral technique, focusing on emotions. This is an opportunity to, what we're going to do today is we've got these cards that are each have an emotion on it, and they're all flipped down, and so we're going to use these cards to be able to talk through emotions and different things so that we can learn how to talk about emotions in a positive way. And so I've got Alexis with me today, and she's going to help me do this. And we're just going to kind of do a session. She's volunteered for this and is good with sharing this. And so we're going to go through several different emotions and process how to talk about emotions through talking about events that each of these emotions have occurred. So what we're going to do is we have 8 different cards here, Alexis, and I'm going to have you flip a card over, and based off of whatever the card says, there's going to be an emotion. There's an emotion on all 8 of these cards, and I would like you to tell me an event or something that's happened in your life that comes to mind when you see that emotion. So for example, here's excited. If you get this, then I want you to tell me a time in your life when you were excited, okay? And so I'm going to let you pick whichever cards, and we're going to do this until we go through all the cards. Okay. Go ahead.
I got scared.
Okay, scared.
When is the time I have gotten scared? When I was little. My mom and me and my brother, we were in a store and I lost her.
Okay, so what made you feel scared in that situation?
Because I didn't know anybody around me, and plus I had to go get help.
Okay, so what helped you not feel scared in that situation?
When I found my mom and when I found somebody that would help me.
Okay, so instead of being scared at the end of that, what emotion do you feel like you had at the end of that?
I felt happy and still scared a little bit.
Okay, so you're still had a little bit of feelings of being scared that kind of went down, but then it was replaced with happiness when you found your mom and the problem was not there anymore. Mm-hmm. Okay, good deal. All right, so that was scared. All right, let's see what other cards we have.
Sad.
Okay, sad.
When is the time I have gotten sad? When my Nana had to move to Florida because of her job. And another time was that my papa died.
Okay, so let's talk about when your Nana had to move. So how did you handle being sad when...
We went over to her apartment the next week.
Okay, so you visiting her helped you not feel sad. Okay, so how long has it been since you?
A month.
Okay, so have you had any sadness since then? No. Okay, so basically visiting her helped relieve that sadness. Mm-hmm. So let's say you weren't able to visit her. How do you feel like you could deal with your sadness and change it into maybe happiness?
We would call her and check on her.
Okay, so being able to communicate with her at least would help you to not feel as sad. Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
Afraid. One time when I was afraid I'm scared of the dark, so I have to sometimes turn on my light or go in there with my mom.
Okay, so sometimes you're afraid when it's dark, and so being in with your mom helps you not feel afraid, or turning on your light. Okay, good.
Is shy. One day I was shy because we were in a new school this year and I didn't know anybody.
Okay, so how did you handle being shy?
I had to talk to brand new people.
Okay. So how did you feel about talking to brand new people?
It was good
It was good?
because you get to make new friends.
Okay, so would you say you're not shy anymore?
Yeah, I'm not shy.
Okay, cool.
Happy.
Happy, okay. So what, is that how you look when you're happy?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about a time that you felt happy like that.
Well, of course right now. And when my birthday came, I came in and my mom and my grandma, they had gave me a cake and sing happy birthday, and then with the money I got my brand new cat, Leopard.
Okay, so tell me what part about that made you happy.
I got to see Leopard's sisters and brothers, and I picked one cat, and it made me happy because my mom and my grandmother, they had saved up the money to give to me to spend on.
Okay, so there was a few things that made you happy. There's one that you that your mom and grandmother were able to save up the money for you to get a cat, and then you also got to see the cat's brothers and sisters, and then just getting the cat, from what you had said, made you happy. So there were several things that made you happy there. Okay, cool.
Lonely.
Okay.
Trying to think of the time I was lonely. One time I was lonely when I was very little. I can't remember how old I was. But I had fell asleep in the classroom. We were still like on cots and we slept. So it was after that they went all out to go play PE. They turned out the light and forgot me.
Oh no! So when you woke up, you felt lonely because you were the only one in there? Okay. So how did you deal with that loneliness?
I looked out the window and I saw everybody playing, and so I went outside.
Okay, so you weren't lonely anymore after you decided to go join them? Okay, cool.
Excited. One time I was excited because last year I got my brand new phone, and my grandfather, my mom, and them saved up money for me to get a new phone, and it was Christmas.
Okay, so it made you excited to get a brand new phone? Okay, cool.
Mad. One time I was mad at my brother because he kept getting in my room, and I told him not to, but he kept bothering me.
Okay, so tell me what made you mad about that.
Because he kept bothering me, and I was trying to watch this video, and he just kept bothering me.
So when he was bothering you, you were getting mad. How did you respond when you were getting mad? What did that look like?
I told him to get out.
Okay, so you just said, hey, get out.
No.
No?
I yelled it.
Oh, so when you're mad sometimes you yell.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you feel like that helped the situation?
No.
No? So how could you have expressed your anger in a different way?
I could have told him, please get out because I'm doing something.
Okay. So instead of yelling at him, you could have asked him nicely, and you think that would have helped the situation a little bit better?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So we've gone through 8 different emotions here. Of these 8 emotions, which ones, I'm going to lay them out here. Let's go through them again. Scared, mad, excited, lonely, happy, shy, afraid, and sad. Which of these emotions would you say you've experienced this week?
This week, yeah. Mad.
Mad, okay.
My brother.
So tell me about that. So you've experienced mad this week, and obviously because of your brother. So what? Tell me about that.
He kept arguing.
Okay, so just he kept arguing?
We both kept arguing.
Okay, so y'all were arguing back and forth, and that made you mad?
Yeah.
So what made you mad about that?
I don't know.
Well, tell me about the situation.
So I was trying to get the charger and he wouldn't let me have it, but I went in there and told Mama nicely if you can ask him to give it back so I can use it. And then he said yes. And then he started saying stuff.
Then you started saying stuff afterwards?
I can't remember.
So maybe the stuff that he was saying was making you mad? Okay. So how did you respond when you got mad that time?
I got mad and then I went to go told and then I had got the charger and I told Mama thank you and I went back in my room to go study.
Okay. So it sounds like you found a way to deal with getting mad by maybe finding another way to fix the problem. And then once the problem was fixed, your emotion changed. Okay. And so then not only did your emotion change, but you were able to continue on doing something else that you were trying to do. Do your homework and stuff. Okay, cool.
And how many can we pick through 8 of these?
Well, however many you've experienced this week.
Oh yeah, afraid.
Afraid, okay.
In the dark last night because I got scared. But I dealt with it by playing on my phone for just a little bit and I fell asleep with my cat.
Okay. So you were afraid because it was dark in your room, I guess? Okay. And the way you dealt with it was playing on your phone. And so that helped take your mind off of being afraid, it sounds like. And it eased your emotions, and then you ended up falling asleep.
Yes.
Okay, so instead of sitting, being afraid, and thinking about it, you changed your focus and were able to not be afraid anymore. Okay.
And excited. I was excited, I think it was Sunday because yesterday, because my aunt had came over and she had came and got like the TV and like the stuff from my Nana in Florida, and I didn't know she was coming over and that made me happy.
Okay, so it made you excited that you got to see your aunt? Okay. And you got the stuff from Nana? Okay. So what did your excitement look like? Like that?
Yeah, and I said, and I yelled Jessie because that's her name.
Okay, so you expressed excitement in yelling your aunt's name. Okay. All right, cool.
That's all.
That's all you've experienced this week?
Yeah.
Okay. So, from looking at each of these, you're able to identify that we have emotions at all different times, right? And ways that you can deal with them. It sounds like there was ways that you dealt with them in a positive way, and ways you dealt with them in a negative way. So tell me about some negative ways that you dealt with your emotions.
Besides the mad, probably that's all.
Okay, so when you're mad, you dealt with it in a negative way, right?
Yes.
And that was by doing what?
Telling my mom.
Well, was that a negative way to deal with your being mad?
No.
Did you maybe deal with your anger in a different way before that?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about that.
I got mad at my brother because he wouldn't give me it, but he got mad at me first. Then the madness moved along to me. Then I yelled at him, and then he yelled at me, and I went to go tell.
Okay, so it sounds like the negative way of dealing with it was yelling back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you decided that was not helping and not working, and decided to go tell your mom instead. Maybe there was a different way of dealing with it. Okay, so that's good. So you showed that, so how can you use what you learned there in the future?
I can maybe promote myself from not getting mad at people a lot.
Okay.
And not get on my phone a lot.
Not get on your phone a lot? What is that? Where does getting on your phone come in? Now, this is the first I'm hearing of this.
Cause I not every day. Well, maybe every day. I don't know. Cause on Apple sometimes it tells you on how much minutes or how much hours you stay on it. And this week I achieved my goal by staying on my phone for 6 minutes.
Oh, so no more than 6 minutes, like all week? Wow, that's good.
No, I think it was just that day though.
Oh, okay. Well, but you had a goal.
Yeah.
And you achieved it. But what I'm wondering is you relating anger to your phone. So where do those connect?
Because I had to do my homework, and I did do it for a little bit at my papa's, and then I came home and wanted to play on my phone, and I didn't get a chance to, so I took a bath, then my phone went dead. I didn't have no charger because there's only one because I always lost mine because somebody took it off my bed. Okay.
So I've got one charger. So it made you mad that your phone died and you didn't get to use it because you did other stuff first. I got you. Okay. But what I'm saying is, how can you use your anger with your brother, which we learned that the negative way of dealing with that is arguing and yelling back and forth, right? And you learned to go talk to your mom. So how can you use that in the future situation? Any future situations you can use what you learned there?
I cannot argue with one another. I can listen before I get mad. Yeah.
Okay. And so by doing those, do you feel like you'll have better results? Okay. So what kind of results do you feel like you'll get by listening or not arguing in place of arguing and not listening?
Maybe a 50 out of 50. Because we're born sinners and most of us argue. So I don't know because I don't know the future.
You're not sure how you're going to respond in the future. But you at least see that by responding a different way, you got a different result.
Yeah.
More desirable result. Okay. What about some good ways you dealt with stuff? Positive ways you've dealt with emotions, and it can be some of these too. Did you deal with any of these emotions in a positive way?
Maybe happy. Well, not happy, but kind of in the middle. Like, so, I can't remember it though. I think one day I was asking my brother for, not the charger again, but something. Oh yeah, where my Roku remote was, because I wanted to watch some TV and get off my phone for a little bit, because it was nighttime. And because he had unplugged it, because if you have so many things on the internet, it will like go slow. So I said, where's my Roku? And he said, I don't know, I have to go look for it in a minute. And then he did, and I said, well, can you go find it? And I started laughing. And then, yeah.
Okay, so that was a positive way to deal with it.
Mhm.
Okay, good. Versus maybe arguing back and forth or yelling at him to go get it.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. All right. Any of these emotions that you want to say anything else about?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Well, then we will put them away. Is there anything else during this time that you want to talk about?
Not really.
No? Okay.
Everything's been calm this week.
Everything's been calm this week?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. How do you handle things when they're not calm?
I just get frustrated.
Okay. And how do you respond when you're frustrated?
I feel like pulling my hair out sometimes.
Okay, you feel like you're pulling your hair out?
Yeah.
But do you pull your hair out?
No.
Oh.
I don't want to be bald.
You don't because you don't want to be bald. Okay. Fair enough. Good reasoning. Good reasoning, it sounds like. All right. Well, then if that's all you've got, then we can end our time today. And so this will end our session. So we were able to use these 8 cards to be able to process some different situations from the past, which kind of opens up the conversation for dealing with things a little bit more recently. And also gives, once we got through the past, we were able to allow her to pick some of the emotions, for recently. And there's a lot of different ways to use these cards. This is just one example. And so this gives you an opportunity to have a technique for processing emotions and positive ways and negative ways that they were dealt with in the past, and also ways to maybe deal with them differently in the future. And that's all we have for today.
Bye.